Hello to all my Trinity killers and you Bay Harbor butchers. Welcome back to my channel. My name is EJ Marino, and we have a brand new review of Dexter Original Sin. Yes, we are down to episode 4, and I am still having a grand old time with this. We are talking about the newest episode, Fender Bender. My only complaint this episode is not enough Tanya Martin. Where is Sarah Michelle Gellar? She should be on every frame of this. We label her special guest star. She needs to be guest starring specially. Come on. What are we doing? But besides that, I loved this episode. I thought it was quick, tight, in and out, and it told a different story. We've been kind of getting into the pace of what traditional Dexter is. Like, oh boy, here he goes. Each episode's going to be ending with him killing somebody off because that's what we did in the original show. This one, though, has a bit of a cliffhanger ending because Dexter tries to kill basically Joey Pants, and that does not work out for him. And now we're left on this cliffhanger ending where he has to fix this mistake that he has made. That is new territory for Dexter, so I am impressed the show is continuing to find new ways to twist up the story. We also have, Captain Aaron. He has a bit of a problematic home life. Okay, that's a story there, adding theories to a lot of us having feelings that he might be evil. Yeah, this episode kind of fulfilled a lot of things I've been thinking. If you guys are watching the amazing channel Matt and Jess, they've been talking about a theory that Brian, Dexter's older brother, who we know from the original series, we've been seeing in the flashbacks here, that he could be popping up as a villainous force sometime soon. That would be really great. He's like this looming character. As we know, he is the main killer when we kind of kick off Dexter. Ooh, I like that. Now seeing Dexter and his brother in these flashbacks more, starting to think that way, starting to think that could be true. Yeah, I like this one. I thought it was okay. I got what I needed. I got a little bit more Maria. I got some of the detective stuff. Harry still seems to be one of the most troublesome men. Like, oh my god, your informant you're sleeping with? Your informant with two weird kids? Great. Oh my goodness. Like, I just, me and Harry, we're not really seeing eye to eye this season, but I never thought I would. When he was, the guy from Mortal Kombat, if he's Christian Slater, I don't trust Harry. He's an interesting guy, but I wouldn't leave my kids with him, basically. Yeah, this episode has real no complaints, minus the Deb stuff. I don't know, maybe the guy that she met at the end of this episode could lead to Dexter having to help her out with something. That would be lovely, but overall, anytime Deb is on screen, I am just... and it's nothing against the actress. It's just the material that she's given. It's just this is the Deb story of the episode. Okay, cool. Like her and her friend, which I'm worried her friend's gonna end up dying, maybe by this mysterious new man, and then Dex has to help his sister out without letting her know because she doesn't find out he's a killer until way later into the series? Oh my goodness. Alright, so this is my review section. Now let's get into the recap. Let's get into the nitty-gritty details, and maybe we can unlock some of the mystery that's going on here. The episode begins and we have these totally late 80s, early 90s skaters just cruising through Miami, and then they discover a dead kid, which it's oh my goodness. Okay, and the police come and Dexter is instantly triggered by what he is seeing. He still does not know his history. We learn later on in the episode that Harry is still kind of bearing all of that stuff, which will bite him in the butt eventually. That's going to make Dexter very much not happy with you. But yeah, we're seeing Dexter kind of triggered by this case of this young kid, the kid with the missing finger. Oh, we're starting to see that kidnappings are turning into murders. So all of this is happening and Dexter just can't handle it. So while they throw Maria to another case, Dexter is joining her. He also gets to bond with another police officer who tells the story about his younger brother getting killed, and that's why he's adamant to being a police officer. It's really good. Dexter, I joked about this a couple episodes ago, will continue to he'll just always be no, I don't have friends. I'm not really good at this. And we'll make genuine connections with people. This is in Original Sin. It's in the OG Dexter. I think it's really funny that Dexter will always say, I'm not good at this, but has a way of getting people to open up. I think we all have those people in my life. I've been that person where I would sit at a bar, some woman would be like, my day's not good. I'm like, oh, girl, what's happening? And she just tells me her whole life story. Dexter seems to continuously have that problem, too. So I think it's kind of funny. While he's on this case, we get to see Dexter really test out his skills. We get something I dub in this episode Dexter Vision, where he's realizing the kill that happened and, acting it out. And then we get to see him later on with the cantaloupes. My only Tanya Martin quote of, are those my cantaloupes? And I get a Masuka line, haha. I'm like, girl, where are you this episode? But yeah, I love seeing Dexter get to be Dexter, get to do the weird blood spatter stuff. Him being so young, it comes off adorable here, which is something actually adorable from Dexter when he would do all the stuff with the strings and things like that. I love watching Dexter be the forensics guy. As much as serial killer Dexter is great, I kind of like forensic stuff. I would never get into the world because blood that much would gross me out, as much as horror, Pennywise, and all this stuff back here will tell you I love scary things. Blood in real life would be a little too much for me. Deb is being Deb. She wants to, impress her friends. She wants the car. Her dad takes the Jeep or something, so she can't get all her friends into the truck. She blows off on Harry, and Harry's like, oh, I'm sorry, the truck that I took to go pick up the dead kid. Oh, I'm so sorry, you couldn't hang out with your friends, dead kids. So we're seeing like Deb and Harry kind of butt heads, as they continuously will do throughout the season, I'm sure. But it's getting frustrating because Deb's character has no moments of fun or no moments of levity. I do think her meeting this guy at the end was the most I've ever enjoyed Deb, but my like TV brain's like, oh, he's gonna be bad. Oh, Deb's in for it, because Deb had horrible taste when she was originally on the show. She's gonna have horrible taste in men now. So yeah, the Deb stuff really didn't give me too much to sink my teeth into. Same thing with the backstory of Dexter. Once again, we are flashing back to Christian Slater in a wig. You're taking care of some kids. He loses Dexter for a little bit. Dexter's like, I tried to save this little thing. And Brian's like, oh, damn, you killed that thing. And I'm like, he is so obviously a psychopath. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that is kind of the backstory stuff. Oh, and Harry and Dexter's mom hook up. Duh. I honestly thought it was going to turn out to be that, like, Harry was Dexter's dad, but obviously the timeline's not working out for that. But this is even more interesting that there was a relationship here, an affair to be had. And, it's just as much as Dexter's triggered by the kid stuff, it seems to bother Harry, Harry losing his child and having to get Dexter in, the way he gets Dexter. It is a lot on Harry as well. It's interesting watching all these kind of pieces unfold and seeing where we know they end up, but I'm still, not even looking at OG Dexter. I'm curious where all these stories are going to pay off by the end of just this season. I do enjoy that Dexter gets to, like I said, be himself, being the forensics guy. There's also a mention of, like, HIV and AIDS in this episode, which I think is very interesting and a conversation point. Maybe, it was interesting how they were touchy about the gay subject, which, I'm trying to think of OG Dexter, and I'm like, was there really even gay characters? Like, this is something I've never really seen in the Dexter world, and being in the early 90s with the AIDS crisis being as insane as it was and as touchy, that one officer being like, oh, I don't want to touch that person, but Dexter getting up straight up to help. What a good guy. And what a good guy, because he's trying to stop this hitman who is supposedly retired and is not, and is doing stuff. It's played by actor Joey Pantoliano, Joey Pants. He's so amazing. He's great in this episode, and he's really cool because he gives Dexter a run for his money. Dexter's on the boat about to like whoop some ass, do the killer thing, and Joey Pants fights him. Then we end up like on the street and we're like, oh my goodness, Dexter, you are not good at this. Yeah, he's gone. Dexter's big kill for the episode leaves, and he's just like, shit. Like, I thought that was such a good ending, and I really like that this sets up a different story for the next episode. Now it's like probably him and Harry having to work together to get this guy. Like, it's interesting. It's a new fold. I am continuously impressed by Dexter Original Sin. It kind of starts off like, oh, it's a prequel. Oh, I know what you're going to do. But each episode, I'm like, well, I didn't expect that. Oh, that's a cool thing. Like, I'm really impressed with what they're doing here. This episode, Fender Bender, to me is probably one of my favorites yet. Well, everyone, I hope you all had a very merry Christmas. It was great over at my house. My little one enjoyed everything. I got cool new wrestling shirts. I got a John Waters shirt that I can't wait till you see. Some new signage for my stuff. Christmas was great, and I am so happy to be closing out this year with an episode of Dexter with you all. Yeah, sure, it's probably not going to get as many views as I want, and maybe I can throw out an American Horror Story video before the end of the year for all my real AHS people. I'll figure something out probably. It's my birthday on the 29th. Maybe I'll do something for my birthday. But my goodness, thank you all for joining me. What did you think of this episode of Dexter Original Sin? Did you like it? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Share your thoughts down in the comments below. I know these aren't getting as many views as I would like, but I am still very happy with the people who are in the comments just like gushing about the show. We have Traitors next year. We have Yellow Jackets, American Horror Story, possibly. Who knows what's going on there? But my goodness, 2025 is going to be just as good as 2024 with you all and me together. Oh my goodness. All right, guys, let's talk about Dexter Original Sin. What did you think? All that jazz right down below.